Alright, so we got laws that make it illegal to discriminate against somebody for their gender, for their religion, for their disabilities. There's a lot more criteria that fall under that. I've been harassed, threatened, intimidated, and assaulted for 3 years over those very same prejudices. Over lies told by Alycia Bollinger, Alycia Bollinger, and Maddie Boa. Despite the hell that they put me through, despite the hell that their friends and family put me through, I tried my best to stop the bullying how I was taught growing up in the system, with the kids that were raped, the kids who were beaten, the kids who cut on themselves, the kids who tried to kill themselves over the abuse that they endured. I was one of those children. Children who were drugged at 13 times the rate of other children in the foster care system. Most children in the foster care system age out. When they age out, they don't have a driver's license. They don't have an identification. They don't have a social security card or a birth certificate. They have the clothes on their back. And that's what they have to work with. For me, there's a lot of people who did bad things in my life. Bad things to me. And I got rid of all of those people in 2016 while I was in Virginia. I got rid of Lana Engeline, Amanda Engeline, Jerry Payne. Well, that depends on what she goes by. She might be going by Jerry Sparks now, which is her maiden name. I got rid of Jenny Frericks. I got rid of Tyler Frericks. I got rid of Donnie Sparks. I got rid of Candace Bondurant, a.k.a. Candace Dale, a.k.a. Candace Hatfield. I got rid of these people for a reason. Because of their cruelty. Because of their unwillingness to listen. Because they have it in their head that they are always right no matter what, and they will gang up on you and do cruel things because they don't want to be honest. After Natalie was killed, all of those people, from Candace to my dad to, well, all of them offered to help finally after Natalie was dead. And all of them did the same thing that they have a history of doing. Now, for the last 3 years, I've had to defend myself in unconventional ways because the police didn't care. The police did not care because I'm not attractive, because of my age, because of my gender, because of my religious beliefs. A lot of people were scared to come forward. And why wouldn't they be? When people accuse you of things that I was accused of, yeah, people don't want to be in your corner. They're scared. They're scared of public opinion. And so am I. But I stood up for minorities. I stood up for women. I stood up for children in the system first and foremost. And I stood up for the homeless. Because that's where most of the children in the system are going to end up. And then we have bad laws that allow police and the public to continually harass, threaten, and abuse us in the most harmful fashions. And it's all okay because the general public doesn't care. Their daddy taught them that we're all lazy, we're all drug addicts. Alycia was never homeless, neither was Maddie, and look at them, both drug addicts. Their father, while these people are pretending to help me and then playing victim when they get caught lying, people like Danica Garner, people like Shelley Rochelle Campbell, people like Kara Johnson and Layla Johnson and Cara Mia, aka Cara Rogers. People like Detective Jai Rogers and Detective Mark Peterson, Detective Hyatt. Yeah. You guys look up Officer Lolatai, Officer Waylon Lolatai. And then look up Clearview Behavioral Health. These are the places that I was sent last January in order to destroy my name and prevent me from having an honest day in court. They had to do this because I spoke out about what those police officers did for years in Boulder, Colorado. My very first abuse that I had to endure was in Boulder, Colorado when I was 6. Boulder County, Colorado. I've been speaking out ever since. But nobody wants to listen. Now they keep trying to call me crazy and mentally ill so that they don't have to take my report. Then when it comes time for court, I'm magically sane, and they only have one side because they refuse to take my report. They refuse to gather evidence. They refuse outright to do their jobs. Same thing with the public pretenders, because you're a meal ticket. You don't mean anything to anybody. You are garbage to the United States. And the public pretenders know this. You're a meal ticket. They allow 30 homeless people to get locked up who are innocent so that they can let a mother who is selling methamphetamines go free. Well, excuse me, but she's selling methamphetamines. She's the one breaking the law. Ted Bollinger was actually using those drugs. You can tell by Alycia Bollinger's arrest record that I was telling the truth about her drug use. You can tell the truth about Natalie Bollinger's drug use because of her autopsy report. You can tell the truth about Ted Bollinger's drug use and his illegal use of firearms repeatedly. This man is a career criminal who had his 13-year-old daughters selling drugs on the streets of Boulder, Colorado. The police have not only refused to look at the evidence, they've stolen evidence, refused to take a report about the evidence being stolen, refused to do anything to help me, who is disabled, to make these reports. And then we have fake officers like Officer Amanda Jonas, who pretended like I got to make a report. I went in there to show her that evidence, hopefully to the FBI and the Secret Service, who didn't look at it. They made zero effort to look at it. Zero. And then Amanda Jonas allowed an officer from a different county to steal that evidence and take it to Arapahoe County. And then they assaulted me in Boulder County Jail repeatedly and refused to allow me to go to my court date on the 29th. I was illegally served a protection order because I never got the protection order. They drugged me and assaulted me in the hospital. This is something that is done nationwide. When you turn in a police officer, this is what they do. On that computer that was stolen by Wyoming Police Department after they did things that were illegal on camera and was caught on that computer, those officers are now attempting to send that computer to Colorado, where I won't have access to that evidence, and I will again be railroaded in court. This is why I'm going to kill myself. But I want to make sure that Natalie Bollinger is not forgotten. The things that she went through and the things that I went through. And I want to make sure that Alycia Bollinger is safe. The police slandered my name and assaulted me repeatedly. The courts refused to allow me an honest day in court, refused to allow me to show evidence, refused to do anything about the officers who are not only assaulting me, but berating me, putting me on suicide watch when I didn't say anything about suicide. And then they laughed at me and made jokes while they were taking me to the tank that they put you in, where there's a hole in the floor for you to shit in, and that's it. Police officers repeatedly covered their name tags so that I couldn't write down their names because they knew they were doing things illegal. Just because I want Alycia Bollinger safe doesn't mean that what she did is okay, and it doesn't mean that I am not going to continue to pursue her in court. But the fact is, you guys are going to have to pursue her in court without me. You guys are going to have to change America without me, because as soon as she's found, I'm going to kill myself. I stayed away from the drugs. I kept Natalie and her sister safe, along with hundreds of other people in Boulder, Colorado, and in Chapel, Nebraska. I literally helped over 100 women move out of unsafe environments. I am not going to apologize for this.